podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Bigre will look to pick it up and he'll go on here. There's two up here, Bradford. It's Bigre. He's got to make this count. It's Bigre. It's 1-1.
Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Bradford City vs Newport Preview Live. And we are live on X, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok as well. So get your score predictions in and also questions for the panel. There's only me and Lee here currently. Hopefully more people would join, but let's get straight into it. Lee, what was your thoughts on the Morecambe game?
Again, exactly what I thought were going to happen. We know Mr. Adams of old. And good evening, everybody. Just extreme disappointment again. Another game we should be. We said it other night, didn't we? We should be beating teams like Morecambe. We should be thrashing them, putting them to the sword, and we invariably end up being. I don't know what it is. It's just not right.
Yeah, it was a bit of a poor game, wasn't it? I thought.
Terrible. And you can't blame referee this time.
No. So for people who've not seen the goal or anything like that, the Morecambe goal, we've had one of their players come down the wing and then he's like crossed it in and Diabetes has basically slid it into the back of the net. And that's how they got their goal. And personally, with everything what's happened, Morecambe should have won that game by 3 or 4 more goals. We were crap. We didn't seem to have a plan B. The Dame Oliver came on, did not make such a difference. Shepherd's header was good, but like saying, Morecambe should have won that game by 3 or 4 more goals. And my opinion only, if we did lose that game, yes, on against Morecambe the other day, I personally would have got rid of Graham Alexander. But he's got another time to make him sound better against Newport on Monday. That's live on Sky, but we'll get back to that in a couple of minutes. So, Morecambe game, anything else, Lee?
Not really. I don't think we should get rid of Alexander just yet, far too early. It's only early doors in season. There's something wrong with those players that's just... We've got a massive injury list. I don't know. I'm scratching my head at the moment. We should be doing a lot better than we are with the quality that they told us we've got. Sarsfield, how long's he still going to be out for? Another 2-3 months-ish. Kelly, gone under knife. How many players have we had that's gone under knife now?
Oh, quite a lot of them, I think, now.
Is it down to training methods? I don't know what it's down to. Did we buy wrong? Sarsfield, everybody knows my opinion on Sarsfield at 32-year-old, and a lot of games he's proved me right. Sometimes I just hate being right. I wish I'd have been wrong and he were the best player we've ever seen, but when you get to 32 plus, you're not. You're not at your best. Nobody can stand the ravages of time. Great player, undoubtedly. Great signing. It's no good sat in our changing room, physios, is he?
Yeah.
It must be gutted.
So, Lee, moving over now to the Bradford City vs Newport game, what's on Monday at 8 o'clock, the 7th of October, live on Sky and live at the University of Bradford Stadium. The referee is Thomas Kirk. And a bit of stats from Mr. Kirk. He's had 1 appearance in the Championship and he's dished out 4 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. In League 1 he's had 3 appearances, 18 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. League 2 he's had 1 appearance, 6 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. So you probably know what will happen on Monday. EFL Cup he's had 2 appearances, 10 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalty. Altogether, he's had 7 appearances, he dished out 38 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, and 2 penalties. So a couple of stats for you, and I'm apologising if I'm butchering people's names here. So, Wildig, He's had 4 goals, no assists, and he's played 8 matches. And Andy Cook's player, top goal scorer, is Andy Cook, 4 goals, no assists, 9 matches played. And then a little bit of an insight. Bradford have scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Bradford haven't lost to Newport in their last 6 meetings. They've won 3, drawn 0, so you probably know what'll happen again. Andy Cook has the most shots on target per match for Bradford, 1.4. And Newport haven't scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches, have been awarded the most penalties this season with 2. Anthony Discroll Glennon is ranked 2 in big chances created in the competition. So, Lee, what's your thoughts on Newport?
With lambs to slaughter, again, aren't we? They always play for each other. They're not going to be easy again. With run of form, with run of confidence, dropping defeats, hard to see us getting out of it. A change time, never. I hated the fact that we kicked off at 12:30 at weekend. They've changed us to playing on a Monday night. Nah, traditionally we don't do well. We just don't adjust. That's been traditional all the way through. We just don't do well.
So would you stick with the same team, Lee? Or would you change it?
I would. But they'd have a boat up the rears. I think that's what they need. I think, they talk about players and some of them need an arm round them, and I've been a coach myself at quite a high level in rugby. Some do need an arm round them, but there's some of them, they need a rocket.
Yeah.
And I think the ones that needing a rocket there ain't getting it. He's trying to be the mate, and it never works.
Yeah.
It just don't work. It doesn't have to be total separation, but they need to know you're a winner as a coach because you're the focal point for the whole team. And if you're getting squeaky bum times all the time, your team naturally follows are going to get the same.
So, looking at the team, we played Morecambe, this is on FootMob. We had Walker, Richardson, Shepherd, Diabate, Ben, Walker, Smallwood, Adwar, Wright, Cook and Cav. With Dame Oliver and Tyler Smith coming on. So with that team there, who would you drop anybody? What would you do, Lee?
I think if I were in Alexander's position right now, I'd stick with same team, same bench. Although I probably would have give Tyler Smith, he's more than deserved a run. He's been left out for ages. He's not the best thing we've got, but his job is goal scorer. That's what he does. He's a finisher. He's not going to dribble around all defence 3 times and stick it in corner. He's a finisher. That's what he is. Just let him do his job. But we need we need more coming out of midfield. We've just got nothing in midfield at all.
I agree with you where saying he wants to be like mates with him. That doesn't seem to work, does it, being the best buddies and stuff like that?
No.
So he needs, from my perspective only, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf, but you can tell me if I'm wrong, you can tell me if I'm right, or just I'm clean loopy. So if we do lose against Newport, I probably said it before, but if we do lose against Newport, Graham Alexander needs to go. Because we're 14th, I think. I may be wrong, I may be right on that. I don't know if anyone on TikTok or YouTube could tell me where we currently are in the league. But last time I looked, we were 14th. And on my Facebook memories today, it came up this day last year, we sacked Mark Hughes for being in the same position. So we've got Newport, and then I think we've got Tranmere. So there's going to come a point where he's either going to get sacked at Newport or he's going to get Tranmere. And we have had Raj join us. That'll come through in a couple of minutes. Are you there, Raj?
Hi there, good evening. How are you, mate? You okay?
Long time no see, my friend. Hope you're well.
Busy man, married life, it's like working different shifts, different times. How are you anyway?
I'm good, mate. I'm feeling a lot better now and other bits and bobs. So what was your thoughts on the Morecambe game, mate?
I watched the Morecambe game the other day, and I'm just going to make a few opinions. As you know, I've been on your shows many times over the years. Followed Bradford City for about 26 years now, since Chris Kamara days when I was a teenager. So just going to elaborate. The first half, like playing against Morecambe, was absolutely shocking because like they're a team that are bottom of the league practically, yeah. And we were under the cosh for the best part of 30 or 35 minutes. If it wasn't for Sam Walker, the guy that they had up front, that big handful guy, he just kept getting in about one or two times. And Sam Walker made about two good saves, wasn't it? I think it was 2 1-on-1s he saved.
Yeah, he did. He kept us in. He did realise.
We could have been about at least 3-0 down at half time at Morecambe, let's just be honest. Apart from that one chance that Jay Ben had, we didn't really create nothing. Apart from sideways passing and just keeping the ball, we were non-existent. And I'll tell you what, he's been good so far, I can't knock the guy. But the first half, he was just in no man's land. That's about it, really. And then second half, we picked up a bit. We kept the ball. We had a lot of the ball again. Obviously, we got the equaliser towards the end, but we didn't really create anything, of sustained chances, like where you thought, you know what, we can win this game. So a draw in the end was a fair result for me, Johnny.
And moving on to Newport, mate. Are you hoping to stick with the same team? Are you hoping to change it? What would you think Alexander would do?
So what I'm going to think is obviously Newport now obviously are a good side. They're not a bad side this season. They're 9th in the table. They're quite good at home. I don't know how good they are away from home, but it seems like they're playing with a style of play. So we need to make some changes in our midfield. Again, like what Lee's saying, we need some energy in the midfield. So we need to bring some other midfielders in. I don't know who he could go with, but he needs to freshen it up in the midfield. Maybe, like you say, try Clark, Adwa, Smallwood and someone else. Patty's going to be out in here. I think he's not going to be available. So, and then up front, go with Cookie and Tyler Smith, like Lee said. He's been brought in the team and he can score goals. I know he scored a dozen of goals against under-21 teams in the Paint Trophy, but it's a different chance. So why not give him a chance because he hasn't had one? Sanderson and the other dude Sanderson's doing all right, but Cavan, I don't know what's happened to him. He's just in his own world at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get the best out of him. So yeah, I'd kind of agree with what Lee was saying. Bring Tyler Smith in up with Cookie. And I think we should maybe go 5 at the back and bring Huntington in for his debut because I don't think we can play with a 4. We're just struggling. We can't play with a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2. I'm sorry to say, but it's the honest truth. We're only a good footballing side. I don't know even if we are a good footballing side, but we only look more comfortable and solid when we play a back 5, and that's the honest truth, mate. That's my opinion. And as for the the Newport game, like you're saying, if he does lose, then he's going to be under a bit of pressure. Whether the fans will turn on him at this stage, maybe not, because it's more to do with the board and the promises they've made this summer. To me, it looks like they've reduced their actual budget of the playing squad. The playing squad isn't bad. We've got a good 12, 13 players, but after that, we've got no depth or quality,
So, Raj, I'm going to get rid of the weather forecast for Monday. Okay. And then we've had loads of TikToks come in. We've had loads of YouTubes in. So TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching, get your comments in. Even if it's about the ownership, get it off your chest. So the weather forecast for Monday's game, get that over and done with. It's a bit basic. You don't even tell me when sun rises, but it's going to be about 12 degrees, 15 degrees on Monday with a bit of rain, so you need to take your coat on. We've got sunrise at 7:21 and it will set at 6:28. So that's your forecast. Got that over and done with. Right, so moving on back now to, I'm going to do latest news. But because TikTok's all of a sudden gone up, so TikTok, we've had Jake here. Yeah. So Jake on TikTok, TikTok, Alexander doesn't need to go. Roop needs to go. We need new owners with money. An owner, ambition, and someone who cares. Look how many managers we've had since Roop came. None done anything. Look what happened since Roop relegated, but being relegated and can't get out. Even when McCall came back in 2019-20, he couldn't get us under the ownership of Roop. And when Roop came in 16-17, we were good because he had class players handed to him. Yeah. As soon as the contracts ran out. He didn't replace them with the same quality. He hasn't even presented. And then they've got Vern, who's injured, is not the manager. And then I know we've had Steve comment on Facebook. Yeah, we should be winning against teams like Morecambe, Smallwood, Horse Shite. Why did Oliver get on before Sanderson and Smith? There's something wrong at VP. And after all the talks of far room by Graham Alexander, Roop and Gent. Steve again, Newport on 7th and Tranmere 12th and Gillingham, I think. And then Steve's put again, 4-4-2 I'd go with if it does work, as we have won the games going that system. So I'll open it up to Lee. So Lee and Raj, what's your thoughts on that information I've just thrown at you?
Lee can speak, you can let him say and I'll speak.
Yeah, I'm worried at a minute. I won't lie. I don't know what's going off in team. I think Alexander just deserves a bit longer. I'm fed up of managers coming and going. Half the time, the manager goes because Rupp's former partner in crime at Valley Parade, who got chucked and he's in, well, I don't know if they're going through court with that one. With the one that we're getting rid of, he got rid of McCall. Sparks, don't even get me started. What a joke. He needs to be gone. I don't know about Rupp. Rupp's keeping us going at the minute, I think. And I don't think he's getting backed up by Sparks at all. So I just want the team to start winning and doing and showing what we've got. Because they're not at the minute. I think there's too much going off in background. And I think it's spilling into players. I don't know what I think. If I'm honest, I've followed Bradford City all my life.
How many years, Lee?
65.
There you go, that's a long time. You've seen it all then, mate.
I have. I've been down in depths and I've been up on mountain top when we got into Premier. And
before we go to Raj,
never seen anything like this. Sorry.
Yeah, go on, Johnny.
So before we go to Raj, we've had another TikTok coming from Jake. Roop bought us for 5 million, got us relegated, and is now asking the price for 10 million. Jake and other people who listen to this podcast, it's like I've got nothing to do with Bradford City. This is an independent podcast. But what I think's possibly going to happen
what do you think?
to Roop and the other Bradford City, I think he's going to obviously buy the ground back and then flog it probably in a couple of months just to get his money back. Because like you're saying there, if it's true, no one knows the figure, but he's apparently bought the club for 5 million. He's asking for 10 million.
Yeah.
I think that's 10 million he's asking for. Is basically, I don't know if I'm right or wrong on this, but apparently he saved us over COVID and he pumped more money in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but if he wants to sell, sell the ground with him, let us buy the ground back, because apparently that's one thing no other owner's able to do, is to buy the ground back. But as a Bradford fan, I want the ground back, and Roop, I think it's time to go. Also, Sparks needs to go, and I think possibly the manager needs to go as well, and also Stephen Gent, because all them people are to blame for Bradford City at the minute.
Clear up.
We're 14th in league. We'll fluke against MK Dons. We should have went Salford. We did crap against Walsall. We did alright in the Mickey Mouse Trophy, the EFL Cup. But things need to change at Bradford City. And things need to change ASAP, because I've had enough of the same shit, different day mentality of everything, like getting a new manager in, obviously, and then getting sacked. But we need a manager who can improve Bradford City. And I think personally, that person who can take over Bradford City and get us scoring goals and climbing up that league is Pete Wild. He has done fantastic at Barrow. I know he left under circumstances, but we need a manager to come in, kick the... And I even put Roy Keane for laughs on social media the other day and said it on TikTok. And I got pelters for it. I got called a clown and everything.
Yeah.
But we need somebody to come in this club, a manager. Basically, we need a new director of football. I would personally sack Ryan Sparks and bring in the guy who's director of football. I can't remember his name now. Who's like running Football Matters apparently. Him who used to be Mansfield. Sharp.
David
Sharp. Give Sharp his job.
Yeah.
We need to improve City on and off the pitch because I am a Bradford City fan. I'm going to the game on Monday. I'm going to the game against Tranmere, and also I'm going to Cheltenham, whatever that game is. We play in a couple of Tuesdays' time. But things need to change at City, and as a fan, I am getting pissed off with this club. I know you've had the Bradford City Independent Group come out of the woodwork and organise a protest. He did a fantastic job there. It seemed to kick Roop up the arse. He came out with that statement, that letter, and he's trying his hard to buy the ground. I think he's coming to more games apparently, but you need to put your hands in your pocket. Do what Wrexham did, do what Stockport do, and did what Mansfield do, and buy decent players for this team, because I'm sick and tired of players coming to this club injured, crocked. Play a game, get injured. Typical player is that Johnson guy who we got from Mansfield.
I know, what a shambles he is.
Must be in the description. Come to City crocked and you play. It is pissing me off, and this club needs to do something, and I'm going to pass it on to Raj and Lee before I go overdrive. So Raj and Lee.
I think we all feel the same way, mate.
I think you're right there, in terms of what needs to happen with the club, right? Being honest, yeah, this season I still think they've got a slim chance for the playoffs. They might have a chance if they go on a good run, but they're not going to do enough for automatic. And I'm just going to say a few things that you said. We do need to restructure the club from top to bottom. A new owner needs to come. I don't know with Alexander. I think he still needs a couple of more games, a bit more time for me, like Lee saying. So that's my opinion on that. But as for, like you say, a new director of football, just a bit of everything, that we need just some freshness. But what I'm disappointed is the quality of signings that they've made this summer. And if you look at it, it seems like to me he's cut the budget. He hasn't actually made our team. They are good players on paper, but it doesn't make you think, oh yeah, they're actually strong as a team. Do you think we're any stronger than what we were last season? And you look at it, like losing Gilly was a big blow for me. You know, we should never. I don't know if he wanted to go, but obviously he did, because he's obviously got a League One interest from Shrewsbury, so he went. That's the reason he went. But we've lost one or two players that we shouldn't have really let go of. Do you know what I mean? So
Platt
as well. Yeah, that was a big blow. And we've got the Baldwin's a good player, but let's be honest, yeah, Notts County only let him go because of Platt going the other way, and they've got Bradford City's best centre back. Baldwin's a decent player. I do rate him. He's our best defender at the club for me. But you know what I mean. It is what it is. I don't even know what else to say, mate. You know.
Why can't we bring Stubbs back? Why can't we pay some money and get Stubbs back if we're short of defenders?
I know, that's another thing. How come we couldn't keep Stubbs at the club? He's a solid rock defender. You know, now we've got, don't get me wrong, I love Shepherd. I think Shepherd's alright and Diabate, they're alright, but they're not Sam Stubbs. They're not, you know what I mean? They're decent players. Don't get me wrong, Shepherd's a very good player. I like him. He's good at playing the ball out from the back. Jay Ben's even done alright for us, but you know, like
but our best player on Saturday.
Yeah, he was. And why did we let go of Sam Stubbs to Cheltenham Town? Cheltenham Town, have they really got a better budget than Bradford City? I do not think they have. Even
he's on loan, isn't he? He's not permanent. He's on loan, so
yeah, until January. Do we have a recall option in January?
I hope we have one now, but they aren't recalling him.
And another thing, yeah, John, just a quick question. You know, like you said, we need a new owner and a direction. I've heard there's interest from a Saudi group. Is that any true from what you've heard?
I've got nothing to do with club, mate.
I know you haven't, but just a rumour, just rumours. Have you heard the rumour?
I've heard a lot of rumours, but you know when Crawley came running about, came knocking on the door and got the curtains and just basically kicked the tyres and stuff. There's somebody actually in the pub, in the Cartwright pub, I can't remember his name, he came and he openly said there's interest from somebody to buy the club. And then a couple of weeks later, obviously, the people who now own Crawley came in and took over. But before we crack on a minute, we've had Lixton on YouTube. What I like about us Newport, we have a very young squad, one of the youngest in the league. Hugh Jenkins, who used to own Swansea,
he's a manager.
Now the owner there, and the owner we're only really going in good direction at the minute. So, like YouTube, Facebook, like if you did sack Graham Alec, a couple of questions for you guys actually and everybody. So if you did, Bradford City did get rid of Graham Alexander on Monday. Who would you replace him with? Also, would you sack any of like the higher management, any board members? Get your questions in because we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, X, other social sites. Because this podcast, guys, is nothing without you guys.
Yeah.
So come in, get your questions in, get your score predictions in and stuff like that. So Raj and Lee, anything else you want to talk about the ownership or anything like that? Get it off your chest.
You know, like you said, you know, if the manager did go, who would you bring in? You know, people might slate me for this and they might get criticised on the show tonight. But you know what? I know my choice about a year ago would have been Steve Evans, but obviously now he's at Rotherham. But he would be the kind of manager who I wanted. And believe it or not, people might not like him. But one thing I'll say about that guy, he knows how to get results and he knows how to, you know, get promotions. And he was close to having the job accepted at one point, apart from Mark Hughes' email came in, didn't it? So I'm just saying that he would have been my choice. Not now because he's at Rotherham, but he would have been the kind of manager I wanted at one time. You know.
So if push came to shove now, Raj, obviously we'll lose against Newport or he stays against Newport and get sacked between Newport or Tranmere or what City next do, sack people up after Tranmere. Who would you bring in?
Well, we can't have Steve Evans now, so again, Pete Wild from Barrow would be my obvious choice, like you said, because he knows how to work on a tight budget. He's been there, seen it, and done it in the Vanarama. So he would be my favourite. I mean, is there anyone else apart from that out there right now that, you know, I'm not going to say Simon, Nicky, what's he called? Simon Weaver, the one at Harrogate.
Yeah.
Right, so I've
got a name for you. I've got one name before you move on. He's known to be taking his badges and he's probably finished those by now. What about giving Gary Jones, somebody like that?
Yeah, someone even like that.
Bringing him into the game. Fresh ideas. An absolute legend, would pull the fans together for sure.
He would. He
won't suffer fools on the pitch.
And he wouldn't take no horses or pensioners. He wouldn't.
No.
So just a couple of managers to throw at you guys who are currently free and easy ones that I can pronounce, so I don't fancy any butchering any names. So we've got Robbie Keane, who is currently free. I'm just trying to, Frank Lampard I've just seen as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some managers who we got here, because it's all over the shop at a minute. So Graham Potter, I know we won't get him. Big Sam Allardyce.
Nah, he ain't going to come.
But
we're not big enough for Sam, are we?
Bruno Cheroux, who used to play for Liverpool.
Is he not the ex-Leeds player as well? No, he wasn't. No, he was Liverpool. So.
It's a bit crappy, but it ain't really giving me... Fabio Carvalho, who used to play for a couple of big teams.
Carvalho. David Weatherall, nobody mentioned him yet.
Who's that, mate?
David Weatherall.
What's he doing these days? Wasn't he part of the FA or something? What was he doing?
He won with FA.
Well, who was he with? What was he doing? Was he part of the Football League?
I think he's still part of coaching setup for FA, isn't he?
Yeah, he was doing something with the FA, that was it, yeah.
Because he were with our young'uns, wasn't he? At Valley Parade for long enough.
He was, wasn't he? Was he helping the academy at the time?
He was.
I think now he got a job in like the FA or the Football League. He's probably been with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? I like that one, Lee. Gary Jones. That would be something, you know.
So we've had Jake again on.
They need to show some ambition, whatever they do.
Jake single-handedly making his podcast go today. So we've got Gary Jones as a manager and Philippe Morris as assistant. Both speak fantastic sense on the radio. And then Roy Keane ain't coming here. Pete Wild is too good for us. Everyone's panicking.
No, not panicking.
What about Barry Murphy, manager of Man City Youth? Nigel Pearson or Marky Mackay for me. Also managed Rochdale.
Oh.
So we've had many players and things coming in here. Right. I need to ask you score predictions, guys, before I forget. So, score predictions for Newport game, guys. And also X, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, you know what to do. Get your score predictions in. So, Raj?
It's going to be a tough game, this. I'm going to say 1-1.
Lee? You still there, Lee? Okay, Lee's disappeared, I think. So my head is saying we're probably going to lose 2-1.
Right.
And my heart's going to say 3-0 City.
That's a nice one.
Are you still here, Lee, or have you disappeared?
Oh, he'll be back, don't he?
He'll be back. Oh, he's gone. I'll be back in a minute. So we've got emotional damage again. I'm not sure sacking Alexander would solve things. Yeah, emotional damage. But if you look at it, why did he get sacked by MK Dons?
Start to the season again.
Start of the season, he got sacked by MK Dons.
Yeah.
He had a couple of wins here and there, and basically, I don't think he did very well. And I don't
What's the
think
start?
he's
Is it 1-3, drawn 3, lost 3? Is that the start to the season? Am I right?
I'm not sure. Can anyone confirm that?
Yeah. Check League 2 table and you'll see it. Get it up, Johnny. It's definitely that, what I just said to you.
Right.
It's 3-3-3. Definitely, Johnny.
Let's have a Butchers League table.
Yeah.
If I can get it up. Alright, Lee. I thought you had enough, Lee. I thought he's had enough. He's gone.
No, not at all. I just the joys at Tinterweb.
Oh, I can't bloody find it now. League 2, here we go. League 2.
God.
Table. So, Bradford City. So, is it stats? Oh no, what is stats, will it? What is stats? No. Oh, I've actually found some decent stats, but so top goal scorer is Andy Cook with 4. Top assister is Wright with 3. Goals and assists is Cookie. Shots on target, Andy Cook 1.4. Shots, chances created, Tariq Wright has created 14. Big chances missed. Yeah, big chances, Sanderson 3. 2 goals prevented, Sam Walker. Yellow cards is Andy Cook with 3. So we've played 9. We've got a plus of 11, a minus 10. Goal difference 1, points 12. It doesn't really go into much. What's annoying?
It's not promotion form, is it? Let's face it.
No. It's like looking at, I know, stats and stuff like that, like Fleetwood goals per game 2.0. Gillian have got more clean sheets of 6, big chances. Walsall created 26. Long balls, Chesterfield 36.8. Corners, Chesterfield's had 58 corners. Touches in opponent box, Colchester 235. And that's it really. Right. So Lee, what's your score prediction for the game?
I think we're going to struggle, mate. I think we'll be lucky to get a draw. It's at Valley Parade, so we might nick it 1-0. I'd love to see that. Can't see it, unfortunately, where we're playing.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got enough confidence. We've got nothing coming out of midfield. Tyreek Wright Saturday rhymes with his second name. Just terrible. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's got him going because he needs to.
So we've had Jake who thinks we're going to lose 3-0. Sean, I think we're going to lose 1-0. Emotional damage, just think of a draw. And then Sean underneath put, he's managed Fleetwood, Salford, MK Dons, Motherwell, and he's got sacked from all of the clubs. Right, does anybody want to chat about, shout about, vent about anything? Raj?
There's nothing else to really say about it. I'll let you pick up some questions and I'm happy to get involved.
Right, so before we go on to Lee, TikTok, this is your last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I want to get your questions in for the panel, for Raj and Lee today, and just other bits and bobs.
Is Diane not here today, no?
No, there's quite a few of them. I don't know where they are, but we're cracking on anyway. I'm glad there's more than 2 people here anyway today. Lee?
Yes.
Want to vent about, shout out anything?
Something made me laugh today. I saw a weather forecast when I turned the computer on, and we have got approaching Britain. Is it going to affect us? Hurricane Kirk.
Where is it?
Hurricane Kirk?
Hurricane Kirk is going to affect our weather in Britain over the next couple of days. I just ask you. Is it written in stars? What's going on?
See what happens.
It did make me chuckle. Let's try and be positive. I'm doing my best. I'm always Mr. Positive. I always want us to win. I hate saying we're going to lose. But I think a draw is best I can. Nearest I can come to saying we're going to win. I'd love to win 1-0. I'd love to win 3-0. But
what's the score prediction then, Lee? I said 1-1.
It's not going to be 0-0 with Newport for sure. They're a good side, young. Why don't he give some of our youth? They keep raving about them. Give some of them a go.
Especially the boy Wadsworth, whatever he's called on the bench. Why not give him a try?
Yeah, well, his brother were almost.
Yeah.
Well, it was his. Yeah, that's his brother.
He's good as well, and they let him go. He's meant to be decent, wasn't he?
They reckon it were an attitude thing. I don't know. I thought he'd made it already. One of them, you know.
And now he's at a whole under 21s or something.
Yeah. But just other teams do it. There's an old saying in sport: if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, that's it.
Give some of them a run. And I know I'm a fossil, but you know,
give the youth a chance.
Give them a go. What have you got to lose?
Nothing. Especially when we're 14th in the stage of the season after 9 games, that pretty much sums up where we're heading, unless there's a big miracle.
Exactly.
Unless there's a big miracle in the next 10 games, that's where we're going to be finishing there or there.
Well, we'd love that, wouldn't we? You know, it all turns round, everybody's happy, big smiles, and we're back on top of the league and looking at automatics.
Yeah, or at least the playoffs.
And then we wake up, don't we? Spoils it.
And then we get happy again, and then we crumble. Yeah. Or even if we can get back.
Too many false dawns over the last, how many years now? Too many false dawns.
For the last 6-7 years, it's been similar. Yeah, apart from the season that we had under Mark Hughes, where we had a decent season and he got us to the playoffs.
You might laugh, but I sometimes wonder if we've ever really recovered from dropping out at Premier.
We've never, have we? That's the honest truth. Apart from that one good time we had under Parky, when we got promoted and got to Wembley that year. Apart from that, have we ever really physically and mentally
got the badge? We were in a cup final from 4th division, because for me, there's 4 divisions. It's not
League 2, it's called
Premier Thingamy, League 2, League 1. No, it's
Division 1, 2, 3, 4.
Division.
Yeah, that's it.
With 4th division. And at the moment, I've got to be honest, we belong there.
And you know
it's about time we got this superior mindset that we seem to have, because we've been there.
We're not a championship club.
Years ago.
Yeah.
It's years ago now.
Yeah, and it's been a long time. This is our 6th season in League 2 as well, Lee. So you can understand where you're coming from. And you're right, apart from that, we've probably never recovered from the Premier League situation. And that one good season we've had under Parker, you're right there, I agree.
There's one thing about this division that's always been true. You don't get out of it by playing football, you kick your way out.
That's it. That's why when I read it.
And we need people that can actually fight on pitch, you know.
That's why
I don't mean going up punching somebody, get stuck in.
That's why when I said about Steve Evans about a year ago, he would have been the ideal candidate. Not now, but back then. You know. He's ugly, he's nasty, and he knows how to get it done.
So before I go on to my vent, I was going to say, you're right,
that's
Jimmy,
my vent.
All right, Jimmy, lads. I know you want to just shout out. You just WhatsApp me. So, all right, Jimmy. Right, my vent. The following may offend or cause offence. I'm going to try to PG this, but here goes. So, reading the local newspaper and on Facebook online the other day, we had a person who basically a Doncaster fan. I don't know if any of you've seen
I've seen that. Yeah.
Who has been basically offensive against the disaster what happened at Bradford City.
Yeah.
I try not to go in it because I don't want to offend anybody, but clubs need to act on stuff like this now. We've had on other Facebook groups as well, other teams coming and saying stuff about it, and their club is not reacting. It's a shame. I hope Bradford City do get hold of these people and do educate them. They need educating on what happened in that disaster, and it affects many people. So, just a heads up to people on social media and stuff like that. Think before you speak, and think before you put stuff on social media. 100%. Because you could lose your job, you could lose your life.
A bit of what happened to the Sheffield Wednesday fan, similar. All in one day, his career was done. The guy who made that comment about the West Brom Sheffield Wednesday put some tweet about the Hillsborough situation. And that was disgusting, and obviously he's been charged, he's lost his job, he's been sacked from the golf club.
Yeah, it's affected his life, hasn't it, really? It's ruined his life.
You got to think before you tweet, because that one tweet now could lead to even a prison sentence.
Do you know, I just absolutely wish I could take this thing out of my brain, because I went through 1985.
Yeah, there you go, you've seen.
And show them what I saw that day.
Yeah.
And what I felt when I couldn't breathe because there were no oxygen. Because we were just doing what you do because it needed to be done.
Yeah.
I just wish I could, because they'd be in floods of tears like I am even now thinking of it.
Yeah.
Just horrendous.
It even hurts to this day, even now I've grown up and hearing about it. And
it's never gone.
Think about it, it's never gone. I've watched the documentary on BT Sport as well.
I can't watch
the one
it. I can't watch it.
The one that Teddy, your daughter, did, Gabby, she just did a little documentary going back into the community and that. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I can't watch out like that because I just can't.
So, moving on, lads. So, like we're saying there, Raj and Lee said there, think before you write something on social media and think before you speak, because it may cost you your job and every other stuff. So think before you tweet. Right. So we've had Lixton on YouTube. How are you going to mark 6'9" Carl Woodland? I've got no idea how we're going to manage that.
Use a big stick. That'd mark him.
What's his name, Johnny, that striker?
Kyle Hudlin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Well, where have they got him from? I've never even heard of him.
Non-league, isn't he?
No, I think he's not been on non-league. I don't know if he's on wind up. So if we've got a tall player, just get diabetes onto him. Hopefully he'll sort him out.
Just get diabetes tight to him and don't let him turn, that's it.
I know there's fans out there that'll remember him, but we used to play against Stockport at one time, and they had a big player called
Kevin Francis. Yeah, I remember.
And he was unplayable at times.
He was a big striker, was
big,
he 6'7",
fast, skillful.
He was a good player, man. He was good.
Excellent player.
You know, you talk about strikers. I don't know much about Ian Ormonroyd.
6'7".
Yeah. Well, how tall was Ian Ormonroyd, Lee?
I think he
6'3",
was
6'4".
Similar 6. No, he was about 6'6", wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good.
I'm 6'7", so I know what it feels like. 6.
Right, Lee and Raj.
Yeah,
it's not winding down, but I'm going to leave the last comment to BFC Robbie 56, and it's why get rid of Graham. I'll tell you why we get rid of Graham Alexander. His tactics are boring. He doesn't have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y, Z.
Right.
He's got no other plans.
Right.
He's brought players in who are either injury prone. He's probably had a say on it, injury prone and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's just not good enough for this team. He got sacked by Fleetwood, he got sacked by Salford, he got sacked by Macclesfield, MK Dons. And he's either, because it's that sacking, it's 1 year since Hughes got sacked. So it's sacking time. He's either going to go at Newport if you lose. No, I'm not joking, Robbie.
Yeah.
He's shocking. I know we've had injuries, I know he's blamed the referee and everything, but you can't always blame the referee. You can't always blame the injury. Well, he's a manager.
He's reluctant to blame the players, doesn't he? So.
Yeah.
So, John, a quick question for you. Do you think if the results don't pick up in the next 2-3 games, will they be gone definitely for you? Yeah.
Tranmere.
Yeah.
It used to be Oldham, didn't it? If you go to Oldham, you lost at Oldham, you get sacked.
Tranmere's not an easy place to go either.
Yeah.
It gets better, doesn't it?
Pete Wild's free. Bring Pete Wild into this club. I know people say, get rid of Sparks. Yeah, he probably has to go. Get rid of Roop.
Is Pete Wild free right now?
Yeah, he's not a Barrow. He left, didn't he? He left Barrow because I thought he would end up
I
going
thought
to
he was
MK
at
Dons
Barrow.
or something.
Who's the Barrow manager now then, mate? Who's taking that?
I'm not sure.
Caretaker at a minute, I think, at Barrow.
Right, Robbie. I'm going to right. Sorry to call you out on X, Robbie. Who's the 8 to 11 players you would get not putting a shift in? Name them, and I'll read them out for you. Even if we get another manager, it's not the players, etc. Jake, then when we'll bring Pete Wild in and the same, give it 5 months and it'll be Wild out, not the manager. Right, so we've got Oliver, Wright, Cav, Lewis.
Cav's had a dreadful season this year.
Yeah.
Just write a couple more. I get Diabate out. He's too inconsistent. Then Robbie's put Clark. So there's players there. Smallwood shite. He slipped at a corner the other day.
Oh, yeah, he did. I've seen that.
He slipped at a corner the other day, Smallwood.
Yeah. Do you know, he's with Smallwood, he's alright, but he's too predictable with this passing every time sideways rather than going forwards.
Right, lads.
Right,
You've
mate.
been a blast.
Pleasure.
Have you got any last words you want to say?
That's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on. And
You're welcome. Nice to meet you, Raj.
And nice to meet you, Lee. And definitely speak to you again in the future, guys. And appreciate the show. And enjoy the game on Monday.
Right, I'm going to
You
move
say that a bit
now.
louder. We need more people coming in.
Yeah, we'll get the others back at some point. They always come back.
Oh, yeah.
Right, lads, I'm going to mute you now.
Take care, mate. Bye now.
Right.
Take care, everybody.
So thank you everybody for coming along today. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook, other social sites, especially TikTok. Thank you for helping us with this podcast today. If you like what you're hearing, search Bradford City Chickens on the Loose on all podcast services. You would find us. We're live on Apple Music, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Also, got a small Facebook page. Got Chickens on the Loose on Facebook. What's my page? And then we've got Up the Chickens on Facebook. What's basically where you can come along, have a chat about the game. We do Super 6 every season. We do Golden Goal every season. And just hope Bradford City win on Monday. It's live on Sky. And just see what happens from then. Is Graham Alexander going to be here next time we do the podcast next Friday at 6 p.m? We will find out. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you for coming along. Enjoy your rest of your night and come on, City.
Podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.